Hi Gemini, how are you? So this is going to be your reading for October 2024. How did you get on with that full moon in Pisces, by the way? I used to feel full moons quite a lot, like days before. In fact, even before I knew about when a full moon was going to be, I'd feel weird and then check and then be like, oh, that's why. But it hasn't happened in a very long time. But that Pisces full moon, yeah, it was intense. It was very, very intense. Feel free to share how you got on. So we're in eclipse season because the Pisces full moon was a lunar eclipse. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October, and Pluto goes direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October, which if you've watched any of my videos and heard me talking and complaining about Pluto, you'll know that I'm very excited about, and hopefully it will bring positive shifts, but who knows, we'll see what happens. So I'll bear those events in mind as I do the reading as well. I did your pre-reading meditation, and even before I did it actually, so I've just today, so what's the date today? I'm recording this on the 25th of September in advance for October. I've just today decided to do an Instagram account for the channel for Hummingbird Spirit Rising Tarot. So I've put on there that I did the last videos I recorded were a lot shorter than my usual videos, and I did that because I had a lot going on and I just didn't have much time, and I was like, it's either short videos or nothing, and I wanted to give. So yeah, I love doing the videos and I love sharing, so I did shorts. And then I was talking to someone today, a friend and fellow reader, who's been around for ages, Jay from Aquarian Insight, and she's asked me quite a few times if I use social media like Instagram, and I'm kind of resistant to it. It took me a while to even get myself on video sharing platforms, to be honest. So yeah, I set up Instagram today, and when I was, some of the videos were taking a bit of time to upload, and when I got to yours took, for the one from mid-September, it was just really struggling to upload. Like I had to do multiple attempts and start from scratch, and it almost felt a bit like a sabotaging type energy. I'm not saying someone was purposely trying to do that, although my account did get suspended before I even uploaded. I think I didn't verify it quickly enough and they thought I was a bot or something. But yeah, when I was doing that, I got a weird energy, and I thought, yeah, I'm about to do a Gemini reading, and it was your previous video as well, so that was a bit weird. And then when I was doing your, when I start the readings, I always do like a prayer, set an intention for the videos, and a part of it is I'll say, help me to deliver messages for the highest good of the collective, the whatever it is, so the Gemini collective, whatever it is, help me to give them whatever they need. So whether it's encouragement, support, advice, clarity, a prediction. And when it came to prediction, I automatically said protection, and then I tried to re-say the word and I still said protection. So yeah, that might be quite relevant. In the meditation, the first thing I saw was athame, which is like a blade. And I remember, I don't know if it was the first September reading for you, or it wasn't very long ago, a month or two ago, I did a reading where there was, I think it was your reading, there was something about a blade and a sword and a bit of a sword fight and blood brothers. I'm pretty sure it was yours. So that came up, and I was thinking, what do you want to banish? And then I saw stars, and then the film Stardust, if you've ever heard of Stardust, came up with, who's in it? Who is actually in it? I know some Sienna Miller's in it, Claire Danes. I can't remember the name of the guy, the men in it, to be honest. I think, is Robert De Niro in it, or am I imagining that? I know Michelle Pfeiffer's in it anyway. And then the song from the film, the Take That song, Rule the World. Now, I've never been into Take That, like I haven't got anything against them, but I was just pretty indifferent to them. But I actually really like that Rule the World song, so I heard that in my head as well. And it's a very powerful song, and it made me think of an adventure, and there was sort of a mystical, magical adventure type energy. And then the images of the that film, The Never Ending Story, came up as well. And I just thought powerful adventure, and I saw a shield. And I just kind of got a bit of an unstoppable energy, that even if there's a battle ahead, you may be unstoppable. So that may be just a message in itself for someone. We'll find out if it's going to connect with the reading, but we'll get on with your reading now. I know I've talked for long enough. So we're going to start off with a message from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. We'll get guidance from the Spirit Animal Oracle at the end. So, what do we need to know for Gemini? I nearly called you Aries then. I did that to someone else yesterday. Can't remember who it was. Could have been Pisces or Virgo. Virgo, I think I almost called them Aries. So I don't know if there's an Aries involved or if it's just Aries energy, because Aries is that kind of, we think of Aries as an unstoppable type of energy. But anyway, Pisces, sorry, why am I calling you Pisces now? Gemini, you are Gemini, not Pisces or Aries. Pisces might be relevant to you. Maybe the full moon that happened already. There's something significant about that. I mean, it is part of the eclipse season, so something that happened then could be relevant and coming up as well. And the next full moon is in Pisces in October. I think that around about the 18th or something, or mid-October anyway, near mid-October. Right, Gemini. You have relaxation and wisdom. And the screen is doing some weird stuff. So let's move these out of the way. The screen has done a weird freezing thing. So we're going to put these, we'll put them here today. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I've got like a ghost image on my screen of where the cards were in the middle originally, and then the actual setup of the cards. Right, so let's get your tarot cards out as well. So what else do we need to know for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising? Gemini, I don't know what it is, but whenever I do your readings, I always talk the most at the beginning compared to all of the others. Right, so Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. Right, that was quick. Okay. I'm just taking cards from the bottom of the deck as well as clarifiers. I will fix them in a minute and make them look neater, but I just want to get them in the right order first of all. Okay. So I'll let you in on the secret, Gemini. I've done half of the readings for October 24, and I just feel like there was something about the spread I was doing that I just wasn't feeling it, not happy with it. And I just made a new spread up last night. So I've done half of the readings the previous way, and you're the first one to get the new spread. It just felt, I tested it out on myself, and it felt right compared to the old spread. So this is your main, I mean, aside from relaxation and wisdom, this is your main theme here with that Knight of Cups. And that is kind of a bit of an adventurer, isn't it? Let's have a look at these cards first of all. I'll read these first of all, and then we'll get into everything else. So relaxation. Your last read, your mid-September reading was what needs to be sacrificed for inner peace, wasn't it? And I remember that because I literally just uploaded it onto Instagram because it was a short video. So relaxation, harvest moon. We did have a harvest moon recently. Was it the full moon or the moon before that? There was a harvest moon. There has been one in the last month or so. Anyway, on a warm, peaceful autumn night, a gentle haze softens the light of the full moon. The songs of night birds softly emerge through the dark against the backdrop of the sonorous outpouring of the frogs that line the lake shore. The stillness always allows your senses to expand. You inhale the earthy dampness in the air, hear the nuances of the night sounds, look at the muted reflections of the moon in the lake, and sense the deep quietude of the night. A full moon occurring close to the autumn equinox is called a harvest moon. So yeah, the Pisces one I think was a harvest moon. That really could be significant for you, like from now until the next, to the new moon and the full moon in Aries. The harvest moon symbolizes that all you have worked for is coming to fruition. In other words, you can put your feet up, relax and let go. The sacred landscape wants you to know. When you receive this card, relax. All is well. No need to strive or push to get ahead. Beneath the surface of life, everything is gently propelling you in the right direction. You can lay down your burdens and simply unwind, slow down and allow calmness to fill you. When you relax and relinquish control, your intuition expands and you create the space for your spirit guardians to help you. Additionally, it's vastly easier to heal and have positive outcomes in life when you are rested and not filled with worry and a need to control outcomes. Lie back, stretch out, and watch magic unfold in your life. I remember from your last mid-month reading as well, I believe one of the cards that came up from the Power of Surrender deck was Surrender Stress. It was Surrender Stress and Surrender Inner Peace, so I guess that's an ongoing theme here. Let's look at Wisdom. I mean, sometimes when we're trying to figure out the answer to a problem as well, we can be racking our brains, doing all sorts of things, researching, trying to find answers. And it's those moments when we're either resting or having fun that the answers just come to us, that wisdom comes to us. It almost seems like it's come out of nowhere. Anyway, right, wisdom, depth of the sea. The surface of the sea can be choppy and turbulent, but when we sink down into the depths, our surroundings are completely different. Often there is a stillness below. In other cases, the surface of the sea might be placid, yet down in the liquid blue are a myriad of creatures and a variety of seaweeds. A vast community of creatures is eating, mating, giving birth, and dying. What we see on the sea's surface has very little to do with what is occurring below. The sacred landscape wants you to know things are not as they seem. Look beneath the surface in your life. For example, you might feel that you aren't making enough progress on a particular project, yet beneath the surface things are happening. Or you might be going through a stormy cycle. This card is letting you know that even though the surface of your life might be a bit rocky or wobbly, in a deeper place all is well and serenity and peace are emerging. Things that may seem challenging will later be revealed to have been beneficial. And that kind of feels a bit like it connects to that unstoppable energy where it just the bit where it says when things seem challenging, it's just keep going. And also I think there's a need to tap into that calm, still place within you to find any answers or to help balance you out if you're having a lot of shit going on basically in your life. So let's have a look at the tarot cards for you now. Right, as it's a new spread, I'm going to get into it. I was going to try and do a bit of an overview, but yeah, it's a brand new spread. So let's get into it with the main theme. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. The word expression is coming to mind. Progression is coming to mind as well. With the Knight of Cups, there's like a dream, there's a desire, there's a pursuit there, and the Eight of Wands can be movement towards that. Let's see. Let's have a look with the clarifiers, what else comes up for that. I'll just get a few. I don't want to, I mean, I know I like to use a lot of clarifiers, but considering the way I've done the spread now, shouldn't need as much. What else do we need to know about that main theme? Right, Four of Pentacles. It mentioned, didn't it, something about control. Letting, I don't know if it said specifically said letting go of the need to control, but it was kind of that. Are you waiting for some news of some sort that will free you from something? So, you know, like one example, I guess it's a very easy, obvious example, is if you were in a job and you'd applied for a new job and you were waiting for a response on whether or say you'd interviewed for a new job and you were waiting for a response to find out if you'd gotten the new job so that you could leave the old job. That's something that's coming to mind here as an example. And then we've got King of Swords. He's there twice, isn't he? This bit here is an external factor. This part of the spread is an external factor. And then we've got the King of Swords next to the Knight of Swords. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're waiting for some information or news from someone in a position of authority. So as I said, it could be a company, a boss at a company that you want to have a job with. It could be some sort of legal information. For someone, yeah, I was going to say police, but that's legal as well. Or some sort of formal documentation. You might be waiting on news with that, and somehow that frees you up so you can progress. So let's move those out of the way. I'm getting the word property as well, something about property. So there could be some legalities or something around property. News that you're waiting on for that as well. Let's look at this one next. This is the past energy. We've got the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. I think you've had to work quite hard to maintain the balance and to achieve your sense of happiness And not just happiness for you, but happiness for others around you as well. So like if you've got a family, it feels like you would have had the responsibility of maintaining the balance of everything, the day-to-day life, just everything that it takes to keep everybody happy. You may have even been the one that's mainly relied upon to do that. Or it may just be that you've been doing a lot to try and get yourself to a point of happiness. You've been working hard to achieve your happiness. Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. So I don't know why I got the sudden thought that someone may have even been dating a lot to try and find the right person to have a family with. Right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. See, reliable. She's reliable. She is. Queen of Pentacles is reliable. So if you're in a position where you're focused on doing what needs to be done to keep everyone happy, or even if it's in a place at work as well, it's like you say if you were the boss, or even any other position, it's just that you were responsible. So I'm getting customer service vibes as well now, that you were just constantly juggling to keep people happy around you, happy environment. We've got the Ace of Swords. So you may have been the one that people looked up to. I mean, we've got wisdom here, that you were the one that was quite wise. You've been looked upon as wise and reliable and responsible. Ooh, okay, but you may not want to do that anymore. I mean, I did say something about being freed up, the need to be freed up from something. You've got the Eight of Cups and Six of Swords. That's moving away. That's where you're not. You might have been keeping everybody else happy, or you may have been happy at one point, but it's like something's missing now. I kind of need to move on. It could be that it was a bit much, or you just want something different and you're ready to move on to something that gives you a more of a sense of peace, potentially with the Six of Swords. Let's look at this here. This is the challenge. And I already said there was something about progression, which is the heart. So the heart of the matter is whatever the desire, it can be whatever the desire is, or whatever the challenge is, or the focus. You've got the Chariot, Seven of Cups. Yeah, so this is about progression. The challenge is progressing. You might have a lot of options. There might be a lot of opportunities, and you're trying to figure out what the right one is, what the right thing is to do, what the right dream is to pursue. Again, that dating thing comes to mind. If someone's been dating a lot, it's deciding who's the best partner. Jobs, you may be looking for a new job if you haven't already interviewed, and deciding what's best or what you want to do now. If it's to do with property and moving, you might have been looking at different properties, or might be looking at properties and just weighing up all your options in general. So the Chariot and the Seven of Cups. You might get into a bit of analysis paralysis with the Devil there, because that can be something that holds you back. If it's not something external to you, well, I already said there's someone you could be waiting on news from, but if there's anything else there's something else that could be holding you back from moving forward now. You might want to might want to move quicker. Right, you've got the Sun there. Something's not clear. I mean, we know that from the Seven of Cups anyway, something's not clear. Page of Pentacles. So it might be that it's not clear what the next step is, or everything that's needed to go towards this happiness. It can also be that thing where I say that it's like a beginning point, isn't it, where you don't necessarily feel like you have enough. Can also be that you're not sure what to invest in, whether it's your time, energy, effort, finances. But it looks like there's choices to be made, and could potentially be a bit overwhelming, to be honest. And again, that's where you need to tap into that quiet stillness to get clear, to bring the wisdom in. So let's look at that King of Swords, who is an external factor. And I said this could be someone who you're waiting for news from. It could be news, it could be advice you're waiting on. You've got the King of Swords and King of Wands. Is it the same person? I feel like it's two different people, to be honest. Or two different sources. The word source is specifically coming to mind. For someone who's dating, or if it's anything romantic relationship related, you could have two people around you and you're deciding who matches you best. Let's see what comes up when I clarify that. There's definitely something though where it looks like it's other people involved that will help or have an impact on how things progress. So King of Swords, King of Wands. And now we have the Queen of Swords. And is that Queen of Swords your energy? I feel like that might be your energy, to be honest. Because you're the one with the desire for what you want. I mean, obviously the King of Wands would be the best match. Or on the surface, it would seem the King of Wands is the best match for the Queen of Wands. But one of these, if it's people that you're choosing from, one of them feels like a big risk. And then again, if it's more to do with an opportunity that relates to these people, it's still that one of them feels like a big risk. So that would be something that could potentially hold you back as well, because when you're taking a risk, it can be hard to make a decision. Right, we've got Temperance there. 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Wands. So again, with the Temperance card, we've got the energy of, I think it's the need to make sure that whatever decision you make, whatever direction you go in, there's a need to again tap into that place of peace. And it's making me think of, so I was doing some reading again on it's the Thoth Tarot. I've got a book on it. I don't actually have the cards, to be honest, and I got the book because the book just looked really good for like tarot in general. And one of the meanings it came up with for the 2 of Wands, obviously it's about choices and choosing a path, but it spoke of making the decision in that particular book from a balanced and powerful place. And that's what's come into mind here. I know Temperance isn't about power, but it's at least about balance, isn't it? So whatever choice you make, it's a need to make it from a balanced place, because it looks like there's something you're going to be committing to, and obviously you're going to want to move forward and progress with it. But if you're making a decision, you want to make the best one, don't you? So yeah, it needs to come from a place of balance, not like where you feel pressured or rushed or excessively logical and not enough feeling. Like balanced all round. You're getting everything in alignment to make this decision. Heart, mind, soul, body, spirit, everything is coming in to make the decision for you to choose what feels like the best thing. So we're going to look now at this here, Justice and the 9 of Wands, which is something that you need to be more aware of. So one thing that I've been paying attention to recently in general is this thing of choosing struggle, that we don't have to choose struggle. I think life gives us enough struggles and challenges that we don't have to choose that for ourselves. And even when we do choose something and it becomes a struggle, it's not to say that we have to just give everything up instantly, but we have to trust our gut. And you kind of know, when something isn't right for you. I've experienced this recently. Shall I tell you the secret? I'll tell you the secret. I don't know why I'm letting all my secrets out to you, Gemini. So I recently started a new job. And usually, even if I've started a job in the past and I felt it wasn't like, say it was something that I didn't really want to do, but it's like, the bills have got to get paid, etc. I stayed. I did it and I said, you know what, we're going to make it work. You're going to make yourself like it and you're going to get on with it. And then, and you force yourself to be positive. And yeah, it is good to go in with a positive attitude and have gratitude and be grateful for the things you like and try to overcome the challenges. But that can lead to the 9 of Wands energy, which has happened to me in different ways over the years, where there's been a situation where I stayed in a job that wasn't right for me and I ended up with severe anxiety. I think you've probably heard this story before if you've watched my channel. I ended up with anxiety that had physical symptoms and I didn't understand what the symptoms were. I just thought there was something physically wrong with me and it was anxiety. It led to depression. And in the end, I had to leave because every time I went back, I became physically ill again. I've had that experience. I've had situations where I've been in a job where I didn't want, and it just wasn't me. It just wasn't my type of personality. And again, as I say, I know that sometimes we have to do it to pay the bills. You know, it is what it is. I don't knock anybody for that, but it was never something that I wanted to do. And it was the kind of job where you're in flight or fight mode a lot of the time. I don't know, I'm laughing. There's nothing funny about it. There were good things about it, don't get me wrong, and I'm glad I had the experience. But that one was a situation where it got to the point where I just felt so angry and resentful, that's how I ended up leaving this job. I lasted 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Yeah, I'd never imagined that would happen, to be honest, but 2.5 weeks. But I mean, I knew it wasn't for me even before. Even when I was applying for jobs in that particular field, I was like, I don't want to do this, but you know, you want to pay the bills, don't you? And when I got the interview, I thought, oh God, I don't want this job. I don't want this job. Please don't let me get it. Did the interview. The interview was great. The interviewer was really nice. And I'll be honest, I knew they were going to give me the job. I knew it. I didn't want it. I was praying that I wouldn't get it, but I knew they were going to give me the job. They did give me the job. Throughout the whole process, I knew this was not for me, but I thought, suck it up, get on with it, give it a go. You never know, you might like it. No, that feeling, it was a gut feeling. It wasn't even just I don't want to do this, because it wasn't the worst thing on the planet. It was just, this does not feel right for me, does not feel right for me. It doesn't feel right, doesn't feel right, doesn't feel right. And as I say, I ended up leaving after 2.5 weeks, but my decision came from a very balanced and powerful place. I didn't wait until I was really resentful and pissed off. I didn't wait until I got broken down and was severely anxious and depressed. It was a very, as I say, balanced decision where it was like, no, this just isn't right. I've got to go. And yeah, so that's my story. So yeah, this thing about choosing struggle, I think the biggest thing that pushed me out as well, aside from the fact I knew it wasn't for me, is that I knew that I chose something that I didn't want. And one of my biggest lessons for the past how many years I've had to learn is to stop choosing struggle and to make sure that the choices I make, I'm making for myself. I'm not being persuaded by anyone else, and that's on me, not on them, because nobody's got a gun to my head telling me you have to do this. It's me that's decided, oh well, I'm going to do it because they said I should do it. The power is with us. So yeah, we don't have to choose struggle. I know sometimes it's hard because the options can seem limited, but sometimes it's like you really didn't have to choose that and you did it anyway. Right, so off that rant, Justice, 9 of Wands. What did I say? The intuition. You don't have to choose struggle. Your intuition will tell you if it's a decision you want to make, if it's something you want to choose or not. And you know what's funny is that my throat is burning as I'm saying all of this. And when I did a meditation when I was in the job, because this has only just happened now, it was last week, I had a vision of myself in the meditation, like, you know, in Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, where the fire comes up into the dragon's throat, where it's about to blast heat and fire. And this is what it's making me think of. My throat is hot right now, so don't know if that means anything to you, but yeah, it's just the passion to express and to make your needs known, isn't it? Right, we've got 8 of Swords. Your intuition will tell you, again, I'm just repeating what I said, if this is something that you really want or not. If you have a decision to make and it makes you feel like the 8 of Swords, like the thought of choosing that particular thing makes you feel like the 8 of Swords, like you're going to be trapped, you're going to be blindsided, etc., it probably isn't the right decision for you. It's normal to feel scared to do something, but if 8 of Swords scared, that's not the kind of scared you want to feel about doing something, to be honest with you, because that's restrictive. Anyway, what else do we need to know? So we've got the Page of Swords, King of Wands. Okay, so even if you're going into a situation where you don't know how it's going to turn out, because we can't always know how everything's going to turn out, there's no guarantee, you still have to stand in your power to make that decision with that King of Wands energy. And you have to be aware that the power is in your hands. Again, I know that sometimes the options or opportunities, there are limitations to it. We can't control absolutely everything, but remember your power and your power to choose and your will in whatever the situation is. So let's look at the 10 of Swords, which is the future energy. This looks like a reading for the job I did where the future energy was the Ten of Swords. But anyway, right, we've got the Ten of Swords and the Six of Pentacles as a potential future. You could actually make, who knows, you could make a choice where you actually decide very early on, you choose it, and then you're like, actually, no, this is not right for me. I want something that feels more balanced. Let's see what clarifies it. Let's see what clarifies it. Or if not that, something does end, comes to a final end, which wouldn't surprise me with the whole eclipse season, because it's supposed to trigger massive changes or, you know, be a part of that. And then you end up with something or being in a situation or a circumstance that feels a lot more balanced or is a lot more balanced physically, because it's the Six of Pentacles. Right, we've got Judgment, decisions. Decisions, decisions, decisions. This could even be a warning that if you go down a certain path that does give you that Eight of Swords energy, the result is going to be the Ten of Swords. And to make sure that you're making a really, I feel like saying solid decision, but what is a solid decision? I guess one where you trust your intuition, really. Five of Cups. Two of Cups, right? I would say part of the decision-making process as well is that Two of Cups. Are you really making a choice that feels like it's in alignment with you, where you're connecting with something, that you're giving your cup to it, whatever is in your cup? Is it giving you the same thing back? Again, balanced. I'll take one more. Ooh. Okay, I feel like this one might have been the right one. Yeah, we'll take that. Four of Cups. Are you feeling Four of Cups before you even do it? Because that is how I felt about that job. And again, I'm reiterating, it's not the worst job in the world. It just wasn't for me, because not everything is for us, is it really? You can give it a go, but you'll learn, you'll figure it out when you do it, if it's for you or not. If you're already feeling Four of Cups and Five of Cups, frankly, that might be a sign that it's not for you. If you're feeling Two of Cups about the opportunity, it makes you feel Two of Cups before you even do it, then it may be the better choice for you. It's like having regret before you even do something, which is insane, but that's how it feels. Right, so Seven of Pentacles is the guidance for you. Seven of Pentacles and the Magician. So assessment with the Seven of Pentacles, assessment. Does the opportunity, is there something here where it will allow you to, well, first of all, allow you to be in your power, but does it allow you to be who you are and use what you know, what you have, whatever it is that you wanna give? Like, say if it was a work situation, going into that, would it allow you to hone your skills and develop your skills and use the skills that you actually want to use? Let's have a look. So we've got the Tower. Anything else? Ten of Wands. Queen of Cups. The Hermit. I'm just giving it a bit of time to decide. The Hermit for me and the Queen of Cups together is definitely, I mean, this is advice, isn't it? It's telling you to follow your path. How do you feel about this? And what is the path that you want to choose? What do you want to follow? Whether it is about your life, your spirituality, again, relationships, work, whatever it is. What is the path you want to follow in those things? How do you want to feel? How do you feel? Again, that thing about not choosing struggle with the Tower and the Ten of Wands here. And even if things fall apart by themselves, if you know who you are and what path you want to follow, you're going to be fine. You're still going to progress. You're still going to do what needs to be done. I will say, yeah, I'm holding back. I can tell when I'm holding something back. Now, the Tower, I've said before that I feel like some of the situations in my life ended as a Tower, or they ended because of a Tower. And really, when I thought about it, I thought, actually, I was the Tower. The situation wasn't great. The situation was like the Devil, where it felt restrictive. And I'm the one that became the Tower. And I think, is the Devil 15 and the Tower 16? I think that's right. The Tower comes after the Devil. So when I was in those situations that were shitty, I towered myself out of them. I became the Tower. And that's something that you may have to do. Again, balanced decision, you know, consider if there's practical things involved or there's other people involved and stuff, weigh everything up, you know. You don't want to make things completely detrimental to yourself and other people. But if you have to be the tower, yeah, use your intuition to decide if that's something you need to do. But know who you are and what your path is and how you feel and how you want to feel. I'm going to get you a final card of guidance. So final guidance for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising for October 2024. Okay, am I going to read all of these? Because I was trying to keep my readings to about 30 minutes. I mean, I'll take as long as it takes, but I like when they're about 30 minutes, right? So you've got, so it was this one first, set healthy boundaries, Armadillo Spirit. Well, that's about not settling and standing in your power, isn't it? You've got Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. And you have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Good Lord, do I really want to read all of these? Okay. Right, I'll read them. So starting off with Armadillo Spirit, we have learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of Armadillo Spirit. You are entering a phase where in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. This also means that you need to learn where you end and where others begin. What is yours to own and what is not. Know your limits and understand that it's an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Armadillo Spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to, declare what your needs are, and say no as a full sentence. These are acts of respect and kindness to others as well as to yourself. Trust your body signals, that's your intuition, and you will know what to do. Armadillo Spirit guides you in making good decisions that are grounded in a strong sense of what belongs to you and what does not. The protection message says, this is a tricky time as you may find yourself enmeshed with others, overly concerned with how they will take it if you say no or express how you really feel. Do you feel anxious saying no to someone so you capitulate even knowing the outcome will not be in your best interest? Do you feel like it's your job to stop someone from facing their challenges? Instead, you might take on their responsibilities, rescuing them instead of giving them the freedom to learn their lessons their way. Perhaps you feel that if they only knew how much you cared, they would change and then all would be well. Armadillo Spirit asks you to be honest with yourself and others, no matter how difficult that may be or how much you may fear losing someone or something. Face your fear, tell the truth, and set your boundaries. You will be amazed at the miracles that happen when you let Armadillo Spirit protect you from taking on too much, becoming a people pleaser. I was going to mention it anyway, but it came up. And losing your integrity. Another message of protection from Armadillo Spirit is to relax, live, and let live. If you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to step back and trust in Spirit's plan. That's the reading, basically. Let's do the Groundhog Spirit. I mean, I picked up on the moving on thing anyway, so it's not surprising that that came up. So 31. And that whole thing about when I said I felt fire in my throat and the dragons, that's like, it's powerful, isn't it? It's where that kind of energy, it's where you're not taking shit from anyone. Anyway, Groundhog Spirit. Endings lead to beginnings and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born. Something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming and it is good, so let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. That's that powerful adventure energy, isn't it? Spirit is already sending it your way. The protection message says, have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills you with vitality. Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar. Groundhog Spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept that the past is the past, so allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve it if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing Spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old to the new. Keep your eyes open, for winter always gives way to spring and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions, releasing them to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on their way, for that is Spirit's promise to you. And finally, Utter Spirit. So it says, like true friends, Utters nurture each other and express their affection through touch. Actions such as holding hands and giving hugs offer reassurance that we are never really alone and that we are always cherished. Utter Spirit has appeared to remind you to experience and express friendship in a tangible and even tactile way. Communicate with your voice, your facial expressions, your gestures, and your actions, letting your love express itself beyond the words you speak. Utter Spirit's message is that presence matters. So remember to be fully present with those you care about, helping them sense the love and affection and appreciation you have for them. Now is a time for a joyful celebration of the love in your life that expresses as friendship and companionship. Hug someone, touch their arm, or simply look into their eyes with your full attention, saying, I care, you matter. Make time for friendship. Utter Spirit promises that the moment you reach out, you will remember that you too have many who love and care about you. You are never alone and you are always loved. This may help you to get through whatever situation is, friendship, support, whether it is with family or literal friends, but that might be really important here to get you through. And to know to be able to have that comparison of who really cares and who loves you and where there aren't healthy boundaries. So yeah. Right, protection message. Have you been channeling all your affection to just one person or counting on only one friend or individual to hold you up, heedless of your resources all around you? You deserve support and love from many people, and when Utter Spirit arrives, you are reminded that you have a community. Somewhere is another friend who wants to experience the joy of giving to you and seeing your happiness as you receive their gift of attention, affection, and kindness. Utter Spirit wants you to open your eyes to see the love that is available to you from all directions. Do you believe it? Do you feel it? Reach out to someone and you will see that they want to hold your hand as much as you want to hold theirs. Love, support, and friendship are available to you, so connect with community and friends. And Gemini, I'm going to leave your reading right there. Good luck for October. Bear in mind, again, new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October. So with this kind of energy, you may want to start setting intentions from now. And as I said, Pluto goes direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October as well. So good luck with all of that. I hope that things go well for you in October. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks for a mid-monthly check-in. So until then, take care.